Now, I would like to invite one of our guests, Brother Sahil T. George, onto the stage, who got All India Rank 357 in CSE 2019. And as a member of Flag Youth, please grace the stage with your testimony.
Very good evening to one and all. Merry Christmas. I'd like to thank Pastor Shujan for giving me this opportunity. This church is like a second home to me. I came from Chennai to Delhi in the month of November 2019. It is difficult to speak in such a young crowd because I just met Brother Sampath IPS and he said he graduated in 2019 and I'm a 2010 pass out. So most of you must be 10, 12, 15 years younger than me. So it's very good to see such young faces filled in the church. So I used to live just 2-3 blocks away from here, maybe 1 minute walk from here, and I'll just share my where I come from so that you'll be able to understand my testimony better. I'm from Ernakulam in Kerala, but I was born and brought up in Tamil Nadu. I did my engineering from NIT Trichy from 2006 to 2010. Post which I joined BHEL, a public sector company. From 2010 to 15, I was working in Bangalore. During this period of time, my Christian journey, I come from an Orthodox Syrian Christian family, which is very rigid, rule-oriented, regimented church. So as a child going to school, while going to school, I used to go to a church where I never used to follow what the service was. I used to just go because my grandparents used to go. So I became so averse to church that when I went to college in NIT, they had a very strong fellowship over there, but I chose not to go to church for 4 years. And then when I came to Bangalore in BHL for 5 years, I joined an AG church. So that is where my first baby steps with Christ took place. I never knew what civil service was at this point of time. The place where I was working in Bangalore today is the hub for civil services in Bangalore. So it's called Vijayanagar, but I didn't even know the spelling of UPSC at that time. So after 5 years in BHL, I left my job to pursue my MBA from Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. And after my MBA, I joined Amazon. I was working in Bangalore for a short while and then I shifted to Luxembourg in Europe. So that is the point of time where I realized that life was getting a bit too comfortable and then I needed to come back to India and do something for the people. So I quit my job in Amazon, came back to India, and people were like, oh wow, brother, you're such a humble person, modest person. You're leaving Amazon to come and serve the people. But that was the facade that I portrayed on the outside. Heart of hearts, deep inside me, I wanted the name IAS next to my name. But when anybody would ask me, I would say, no, my mother's running a school for some poor children in Kanchipuram district of Tamil Nadu for the last 20 years. So I've seen the challenges that she faces with the government authorities, and that is the reason why I wanted to become an IAS. But the truth was something else, and it was Shujan who helped me bust this myth. When I came in 2018 to Delhi to prepare for the civil services, one day during the all-night prayer, Brother Shujan asked like this. It was a big crowd of UPSC aspirants, and he just asked us one question. Asked us to ask ourselves whether we had come to the UPSC field for our glory or for God's glory. That was like a turning point in my life. I couldn't fool myself. I knew it that I was not doing it for God's glory, but my own glory, the glory of my family. At that moment, I confessed to God, and it was like a huge burden taken off my shoulder. Till that point of time, it was only like somehow I need to clear UPSC. I came from Europe at the age of 30, had 2 years left. I didn't know the spelling of UPSC. I just had to clear this exam, so I was just preparing like a madman. But at that point of time, I just submitted my life, not just the preparation, but my entire life into God's hand. I said, God, if it is your will, you will help me clear. Obviously, I have to do my part of preparing, but if it is your will. And after that point of time, life was actually really enjoyable. I see a lot of you with very serious faces and you're like, brother, you cleared. Now it's very easy for you to tell, somehow let us just clear prelims. And after that, life will be good. After prelims, then mains, then interview, then job. Trust me, there's something I really miss about Karol Bagh and this church is that our spiritual life is actually much better as aspirants because we know we are zero. UPSC aspirants have zero social worth in the society. Okay? Nobody even looks at us. Okay? We don't have a job. We don't have bank balance. We need to ask our parents for money. But we don't realize that it is actually Jesus who is carrying us during this phase. Whereas once you clear this exam, like how Brother Sampath and I have done, God is still standing over there. But now between him and us, we put in so many other things. For example, during the UPSC phase, maybe many of you sacrifice movies, friends, going out, partying and all that. So after you clear this exam, there is this temptation to do all of this. But trust me, none of this matters. I really miss the days where I used to wake up at 5 in the morning, read the Bible, go to the library, prepare. I used to look forward to Wednesday Bible study, which Brother Shujan used to take, because that was where my family was actually. I still am very, very close to my Wednesday Bible study group, the Sunday service friends, because while preparing for this exam, we don't have much time to do many other activities. So probably church was a big outlet for me. So I really thank this church, the role it has played in my life. I encourage all of you, whatever you're doing, don't take life so seriously. Prepare, do your job, but trust in God, and don't do anything to just satisfy society. In this room, trust me, it might sound a bit hard for you to hear. There will be probably 200, 250 people in this room. 200, 250 are not going to clear civil services. I think one of my friends who went to Vajiram, so he told me on the first day, the director of Vajiram came and told. So in the class, there were probably 800 students. So this is what the director of Vajiram said. There are 800 of you in this room. One of you will clear. The remaining 799 are sponsoring that one person's rank. So basically, don't worry that UPSC, don't make UPSC an idol in your life, that if I clear this only, I have some social prestige or image or stuff. You do your best. God has a different role for each and every one of you. For you, some of you might clear the exam, some of you might go to your state services, some of you in the private sector, teachers, doctors, whatever. But always carry a smile on your face, because God is carrying you through the tough and the good times. And just before I end, I want to share a small testimony of back home in Chennai, where my parents stay. One of my relatives, there's a maid who works in their house. So housemaid whose husband separated from her. She's a single mother, and she used to work as a housemaid in different houses to educate her daughter. In spite of that, she couldn't provide her a very good education. Somehow, some good people pulled in resources and sent her to Delhi to prepare for civil services. In her very first attempt, day before yesterday, she has cleared the mains. She is the daughter of a maid who does not have a father, does not have the monetary resources, and has cleared the mains. So I just called her up yesterday, and I asked, sister, this is such a wonderful achievement. We are all so happy. So what do you feel like? So first thing she said is, brother, Anna, I don't deserve this. So I was shocked that somebody who has come up from such a hard upbringing saying that she doesn't deserve it. Then I said, sister, is there something that I can do? Can I pray for you? Is there some prayer request you have? I remember whenever pastor used to ask what prayer request you have, when I was preparing, first thing, pastor, help me clear prelims, mains, interview, job. Can you believe what this sister said? She said, Anna, just pray that God's will is done in my life. She never said, Anna, just pray for my interview so that I get into service, so that I can serve the nation. Nothing. She said, may God's will be done in my life. Even if it is meant for me not to get into service, it is fine. So that is the sort of conviction we need to have, that God already has charted our plan in our lives. Take care. We are very small. We don't see the big picture. We think that once we become IAS, IPS, that we'll change this world. I've been in the service for 4 years, and prior to this also have 9 years of work experience. Trust me that we are very, very small people. We think very highly of ourselves. Once you clear this exam, actually you will realize even more how small we are. But if we trust in God, right, He can take us to very, very high places. And I don't mean in the worldly sense. Like right now, even Brother Sampath will soon be having 2-3 AK-47 security guards with him, and a house and a bungalow. All these things will follow. But trust me, that is not going to give you true love, joy and peace in your heart, right? So always ask God for that inner joy and peace, rather than what this exam can help you clear. Pastor is someone who I've seen has immense knowledge of the Bible, of the Word. He's a man who's led by the Word of God. But he always caters his message to the crowd who he is addressing. He doesn't speak. If he speaks at such a high level, I would have never understood when I came to Delhi what the Bible meant or who Jesus was. So Pastor always came down to that level. So I'm very thankful to Pastor and Shujan, not for helping me clear this exam or getting in, but for giving my life an actual purpose. Right now, even I have spent a good portion of my life preparing for this exam. I spent 1.5 years at the age of 30. I left my job in Europe. I came. I was unmarried. From staying in a 7-star hotel in Luxembourg, I came to Karolbag over here. I was staying in the 5th floor of a PG, common attached toilets. During summer, it used to be 45, 47, no AC. During winter, all the water coolers of the apartment were placed on top of the room where I was staying. It was a single room on the 5th floor in an open terrace. It used to get so cold that from night 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I used to start shivering and trembling and shaking. So I asked God one day, God, why is it that you put me in such a difficult place? But then because it was so cold, I realized I cannot try to sleep in this cold. I used to wake up in the morning and go to the library and start banging on the library door. The library opens at 6 in the morning. I used to reach at 5:30. So that Bhaiya used to ask me, Kya bhaiya, 6 baje aa jao na. But I used to say that, no, you have to let me in. So I realized even when God puts you through these difficult situations, if I had a very comfortable room with a heater and everything going good, I would have happily woken up at 9 o'clock, reached the library at 10 o'clock, relaxed and prepared. It is that difficult room over there which God had chosen for me that has helped me clear this exam. So when you're going through these difficult times, I know it's not easy being an aspirant. You're away from your hometowns. Delhi is cold, polluted. You have other needs at your age, I understand. But thank God in all these circumstances, rather than cribbing, complaining, and sort of asking God why this is happening to you. Thank God for each and every one of these years of your life. Many of my friends who have cleared the exam after 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th attempt are much happier and more content officers today than those who have cleared in their first attempt. Trust me, I'm not discouraging some of you from clearing the first attempt, but all those setbacks and failures have helped them just grow so much stronger that once you enter the field, right, once you're posted as an IAS, IPS, things will not go the way you want. The minister will say something, you'll have to do a lot of difficult things where you need to accept failure, and this is the molding phase, not just for your career, but especially for your spiritual life. Submit your life to God. Use the resources over here. Even today, when I have some spiritual doubts, some challenges, I call up Shujan. It doesn't mean that if I have cleared this exam that I have become some big dada or something. I'm still a very small person in God's eyes. So I wish you all the best. Obviously, the time is short and it's Christmas time. I don't want to bore you already. Your faces are looking very serious, so cheer up. I'll share my number. Shrudan has my number. If any of you want to take my number or Brother Sampat's number, you can take it and contact us anytime. Thank you. Praise God.